Get some love, you dig? What's going on, people? PVM talk show, positive vibes maybe, Jeide track, t-shirt mercenaries. Get with the program, baby. Tonight is a special one. Oh, tonight is a special one. First of all, shout out to all the women. To my knowledge, yesterday was International Women's Day. 111 Angel is here. What's going on? Virgo, what's going on, love? Tion, what's going on? Oh, we gonna get into some shit, baby. Cause tonight's a special one. You know what I mean? To my knowledge, this month is Women's History Month. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies. But we gonna give y'all flowers tonight. In the most realest way possible. And before we get into all that, how y'all doing? How y'all living? What's going on with y'all? You know, Dash is up in the building. Let's send these invites, as we usually do, to those who may be interested in joining tonight's program before we start off with the festivities. Oh, because we're going to get into some shit, baby. You know, for everybody out there who's able to enjoy this day, man. You know what I mean? Be grateful. It's a blessing to be able to enjoy this day. I'm trying to figure out why I'm smelling weed. The homies was smoking and shit. I'm like, why am I smelling weed? I ain't smoking in a minute. You know what I mean? I'm on my nice hiatus from it. So I'm like, yo, why am I smelling weed? I got the Palo Santo. You know, weed is pungent. Got the Palo Santo, so I'm like, what the fuck? I smell weed. I see the homies left weed out in the joint. I mean, not weed, it's like twigs and shit, but you know, weed pungent. That shit gonna cut through. Thought I was losing my mind for a minute. Having a chronic stroke. You know what I'm saying? Emphasis on the chronic, you know? But nah, we good. We gravy. It's all love. I'd rather at that. You know? Betty Boo, what's going on with you, love? Kang, you already know, fam. Now, sent these invitations through. Let's get this thing popping and whopping. Tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about man coochies, y'all. And there's a lot of that going around, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of man coochie going around. It's enough man coochie for all to indulge in and share. Let's get this thing popping, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's good with you?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's just another day. It's just another night. It's just another you know what I mean? How you living, fam?
I'm chilling. I'm smooth. I'm copacetic in the building. Feeling good.
Yo. You know what I'm saying? Wait. Oh, yeah.
Said, wait, what?
Man coochie.
I know. That's exactly what I said when I seen the title for the commercial.
Tonight we will be discussing the anatomy of a bitch nigga. Man coochie.
You know.
But it's only right that we get into the context of things before we get into the anatomy of these bitch niggas. We'll be able to give precedence and to set things straight as far as, you know, allowing the narrative to be understood as objectively as possible from every angle that we may indulge ourselves in this evening. And you know what I'm saying? So Dash, in the promo, man. And actually, you know what? This is one of these.
Well, I wanted you to kind of lay the floor for.
No. I'm about to say, I'm gonna lay it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, nigga. We about to. The table already said we about to bring all the hors d'oeuvres. We about to bring out all the courses. You know what I'm saying? We even got dessert ready. Don't even worry about it, my nigga. You just make sure that you got your napkin and the utensils there. You know what I'm saying? You know. I see you got the soul glow in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Yo, we were on
you know, gotta switch it up, you know.
Yeah, we were on the same time when it come to this, because when I sent it to you, you said that you already peaked the joint And I didn't even peep it when I sent it. And for everybody who's watching, I am referring to the promo video for tonight's conversation, which concerned itself with Nicki Minaj having a conversation with Joe Budden and talking about, I mean, they talked about a few things, but they were on live. And one of the things that struck a chord for the both of us were when Nicki Minaj, or was when Nicki Minaj was talking about, you know, empowering black men, you know, in terms of how much she loves them and how she does not co-sign the bashing of black women by other black men. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about as far as the reference here. Now, me and you were on point, and this happens, but it doesn't happen as much as, you know, I have a topic and you come to the group chat with it, or sometimes I have a topic. But I was like, yeah, I peeped this. I was thinking about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look at God. Look at God. You know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, we're gonna start this off real nice and copacetic, you know what I'm saying? There is a growing narrative. First of all, there is a growing power and a growing industry as far as people utilizing technology and platforms to get their shit off. You know what I mean? To stand up on their soapbox, to allow the people that support them and follow them to get an insight on what's going on in their mind, what they believe is pertinent information in the opinions regarding social issues and things of the like, you know, and that is well within our rights, you know, freedom of speech, all that good shit, you know, respect to it. However, there's also a world in which the accountability of said individuals isn't mindfully accounted for as much as the freedom of being able to say what you want to say is trumped and pushed forward. You know what I'm saying? So apparently, and I'm not saying apparently as if this is a lie or something. This is, you know, it's documented. You could just go ahead and hit your YouTubes, your TikToks, your IGs, your Facebooks, and you know what I mean? There are individuals, there are men who feel that, you know, there are things about women that they want to put their 2 cents in regarding or whatnot. I don't know to what degree this is meant to uplift, enhance, improve, or even enlighten. But, you know, niggas got mouths, so they gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I do appreciate about Nicki Minaj and what she said, and this is where we're gonna start the conversation, is why do niggas feel like they have the right to talk about a woman's lace front? What does that have to do with us? Dad, please enlighten us, man.
Oh, I don't know. Well, to answer that question, I mean, you know, like I can guess just like the next person, but I don't have the answer. You know, I never felt the need to. Honestly, I never really noticed what a lace front was until like female artists started making it popular, and even to this day, I still my knowledge of it is vague to say the least. So like, it's not like I go around like trying to memorize it. Honestly, ooh, excuse me. Honestly, that's women's business. You know, like that has no place for me. Like that's honestly not even my place. Like, what am I concerned about her hair for? Like, honestly, like as long as you look nice, that's all I care about. Like, go ahead, you know, do whatever design you want. Like that's really up to you. But I do feel like a lot of these guys that you're describing, they come from an emotionally hurt place, you know, so they on these podcasts. And, you know, being on these platforms, you do be searching for content. And I think a lot of people just start reaching to painful moments. And they get to a moment. And sometimes they become a prisoner of their own tongue, where they get rambling at the mouth, you know. And a lot of times, you know, like sometimes these might have just been thoughts that, you know, like as humans, we all have thoughts that are in our head that we don't necessarily feel, but, you know, like they're passing thoughts and be like, okay, you know, like, realistically, you start planning out the shit, be like, all right, this don't really make sense logistically or whatever the case may be, or this, like this is just a thought, like. And I do feel like a lot of these guys, they be on these platforms and they get to talking, they just thoughts just get spilled, and then once that thought gets spilled, they just instead of stopping themselves, they double down on it until it's consistently going and going and going. Then it's just like, man, now you there. Now you've been disrespectful. Now you not only played yourself, but disrespected a whole set of women, for no reason. And most times it's simply over because like they haven't experienced, like, and they're attaching that one experience to all the women instead of just being like, maybe it was just the type of woman I was dealing with, or maybe it was what I was doing, like maybe I did something to trigger her to get that response, like it's a lot of different things.
All right, I feel you, and I agree with you on that. But no, Paulo, don't fall. Let's get into some shits though. You know what I mean? I always like to put myself on the smoker's board, and I cut first blood for everybody to be able to eat and shit. I don't mind that. That African butterfly, what's going on with you? 17 years ago, I was up at IUP. I had myself a nice little studio up in my dorm. I was young. I was dumb. I didn't have half as much confidence in myself as I have now. And I did not have people.
That comes with age, though.
What's up?
That comes with age, though. The confidence.
Absolutely. And I did not have the tools, nor the knowledge, nor the wisdom in which I knew to be able to approach women in such a respectful way, or even in such a way that allowed them to understand that we're being civil. You know what I'm saying? Outside of what I would be looking for at that time from a woman, I did not know how to be civil in the pursuits of what I was intending to facilitate with these women, right? So,
wait, what you mean by that?
You'll see. So, I had a song, and I actually put this challenge out there. People ain't gonna find this shit 17 years ago, but it's out on the internet, it's floating around from an old era. And I was on some Eminem shit. Let's put it all the way out there. Shit, I said something about white bitches. I was like, and white bitches all up on the kid like Arapa style. And then I said some shit about black bitches hating and shit like that. And let's keep things all the way funky. Where that came from is two main places. One is because at the time, being up at college, it was a lot easier to have access to white pussy than it was black pussy. Keep all the way funky or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Mostly because the black pussy in question had a lot more respect and dignity for themselves than the white pussy in question. That does not go to say that white pussy has less value and respect for themselves than black pussy.
It's just easy accessible.
Graphics of a certain controlled environment. Two, I did not have the tools, once again, for me to be able to engage in the intellectual or a respectful fashion when it came to talking to the opposite sex. I was raised by a mother who was a Christian, a God-fearing woman, a strong, powerful, beautiful African queen. However, the things that she feared for me were reinforced in what she didn't want me to do. So, you tell your kid, don't go there, and what's going to click in the kid's mind? I want to go there because mommy said or daddy said not to go there. You know what I mean? Especially without explanation. You can't just leave things up to the whims of a piece of literature, no matter how powerful, no matter how real. You can't just leave it up to that to be the end all be all as far as the explanation as to which a decision should not be made. You know what I mean? We don't have any testimony that. We don't have any logistical or reason behind why I shouldn't be going and pursuing this. So I went ahead and pursued it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the understanding. You know what I mean? So I took it out on black women because, I felt that black women had a different energy towards me than white women at the time. They absolutely fucking did. Because I had a fucking energy towards black women than I had towards white women. Why? Because my brain was tuned into what my brain wanted to be tuned into. I didn't have respect for women, period, like that. You know what I mean? I was also in the beginnings of a dark place as far as my 13-year walk away from my home and away from my heart. You know what I'm saying? This is the point in time in which I looked at love as a weakness. because of the things that I heard and I seen that my mom did as a response to things that if I were her, I would have responded differently. Because I had a lot of rage, I had a lot of anger. My mom had a history with men that wasn't always great. You know what I'm saying? She had moments of love, she had moments of care, and moments of things of that nature in which, you know, a realness could be facilitated. But honestly, you know, it wasn't none but God that loved my mom selflessly and unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? So because I never had a means in which I was able to feel that for myself, I had to go through the trenches. And in going through the trenches, I realized that shit, I fucked myself up. One, because my pursuit of pussy was more than my pursuit of real. It was more than my pursuit of the heart. You know what I'm saying? My dickhead was leading me a lot more than my real head. You know what I'm saying? I had a man coochie, and my man coochie was wet. Wet, wet. Wet, 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 wet. My man coochie was dripping, y'all. Now let me give the definition of what man coochie dripping.
Yeah, like please give me the definition of
what man coochie dripping means, because we're gonna get into it. Let me give the definition of what man coochie dripping means. You know what I'm saying? Pretty rude. What's going on with you, love? So man coochie dripping is when you take the energy in which you would apply to a healthy relationship. It doesn't matter which side of the genders we're talking about, and you inverse that for somebody else or a group of other people to be impressed by. You know what I'm saying? This is why when I call bitch niggas, and I say that there's a lot of homoeroticism that comes with a lot of these groups of niggas that they don't even are aware of. This is what I'm talking about, man coochieism. You know what I'm saying? So you would down the other side in order to impress another side. That ain't got shit to do with the intimacy that you and said person are meant to share and keep sacred. I remember this one time, homies at the time that I was cool with, I was chilling in one of the dorms and this nigga came up to me. He was like, yo, smell my finger. He didn't even say smell my finger. He put his finger around my nose like this when I came up from a nap. The me now would have rocked that nigga. The me then allowed it to happen because I was looking for a father figure in these niggas. I was looking for a father figure in men that I was constantly searching to be around because I didn't have a father in my life. I had a father figure in my life. It was my step pop, but you know, there's a lot of shit that goes on with that. He wasn't the pop to me. You know what I'm saying? He was just a stand-in, a scapegoat, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So in me wanting to impress these niggas around, I took a lot of disrespectful sentiments and I entertained a lot of disrespectful conversations, not only to myself, but to women in general, because I thought this was the way to go. I thought this was the bro code. I thought this was the man law. You know what I'm saying? My man coochie was wet.
Wait, part of your man code was disrespecting the ladies? Like,
think about it like this. What's the difference between locker room talk and a talk that you would have with a woman in the room? If you can't have the talk that you have with a woman in the room, but you are comfortable with having it with a whole bunch of niggas, when y'all half naked coming out of a shower, there's something to look at in that.
Yeah, true. Depends on who the girl is, though, in certain circles, because I can have certain conversations with ladies, like, and they'll be well receptive into it. Cause I done had mad conversations with a couple ladies where I was just like discussing other ladies, just like they seen shorty ass, she was fat, and then my homegirl be like, I know that shit was crazy, right? Like, you know, you seen that? I thought you missed it, man. Like, so, like, it's certain girls you can still have a conversation with. I think that's more so like, I think that's more so the personality of the girl, like, and you kind of know who you're dealing with if you can have that conversation with them or not. More freely to have that conversation with than others. But if she can't, then I definitely understand your point of view. Like if I can't, then I probably should kind of, if I'm going to be entangled with this type of woman, I probably should cut that type of talk there. I can't even like bring it back to her. But at the same time, a man's still gonna be a man. Like if we just talk about flirting talk, like that's one thing. But if I'm talking about like disrespect talk, that's another. Like, because like I said, like it's a difference between stating your preference and being disrespectful. Like, and the interview I think you're talking about, like I think I seen a clip of it. But the interview I think she was talking about, Nicki Minaj up in that thing with the two boys. I remember what one boy said, like, and like he kind of started going into it, like stating his preference. And if he would have left it right there, it'd have been cool. Because it would have been like, all right, like this is just what I prefer, you know. Okay, cool. We keep it moving. Like we don't need to dwell there. But when you stay there, then you gotta beat down why this, that, and the third isn't this. Then now we have an issue because it's like now you trying to pit sides against each other, and then are you trying to rip this down because of this and this? Well, just because you like this doesn't make that better than that. You know? So.
I respect that. I respect that. Let's get into these comments, though. That African butterfly said that locker room talk seems to be a lot of disrespectful talk. It's nice that it seems like slowly guys are getting better about that. Some, anyway. That's true. That's true. And the only reason why I emphasize the locker room talk is because once again, like what we're talking about, you know what I mean? There is a difference, indeed, between preference and disrespect. There is a difference between flirtatious talk and debaucherous talk, if you will. You know what I'm saying? However, the distinction between the two is so
It's a fine line.
it's,
Yeah.
it can be. I'm not gonna say is. It can be so stark. You know what I mean? Because you know, amongst us, amongst the fan, we ain't got time for that other shit because it don't build us. Like if I'm talking with you or I'm talking with Chev and we still talking that high school locker room talk, man, we devolving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're young and you got hormones raging, you know what I'm saying, your self-knowledge is still being questioned in regards to other things that's happening and other cliques and other, you know what I'm saying, even physiological and physical and mental and emotional changes that you're going through within yourself, you know what I'm saying? You're going to express raw. You're going to express raw in the moment who you are, which does not quantify who you are in the large scale of things. But it is a reflection of who you are in the transitory state of your growth. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I guess I'm not even gonna say it's acceptable. It's understandable. At that point, it's understandable. You know what I'm saying? However, if we still at a point where, you know what I mean, when women ain't around, we still like, oh yeah, I want to bend that bitch over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you would hold your tongue, if a woman was in the room, if you ain't got the balls to say to like, if a woman's in the room, I'll bend that bitch over, my nigga. There's something wrong. Your man coochie wet, my nigga. And don't get me wrong. And throughout the years,
You're killing me with this man coochie.
Look. There is hope, ladies and gentlemen. There is hope, ladies. If you know a man that has man coochism, men. Hold on, Dash. This is serious, man. This is an issue.
Man, coochie ass.
This is an epidemic, my nigga. We are here.
Epidemic. Oh, Lord.
We are here to save lives. Women in your life that has man coochieism. Men, if your coochie get too wet around shit that ain't got shit to do with you, don't worry. Your coochie can become a penis once more. The only thing you need to do is let your balls hang. I know it's crazy. It's crazy to even think that a man should let their balls hang. But stay with me, y'all. A woman will much respect a man who stands on the principles no matter who the fuck is around than if they do chatty patties over here and they want to do an aesthetic over here. I know I sound crazy, but just try it. Let your balls hang one time. I guarantee you, your man clitoris will disappear. Just try it. Just try it. Let's get back to these comments, though. So, who said they do it in our DMs now? Oh, she called it a moochie. I love it. I love it. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it moochie. These niggas got moochies.
Yeah, you wild. Yeah, you as well.
Oh, Lord. Let's get to more of it, though. Betty Boo said, I used to be one of those girls, mainly because I wanted insight to the male psyche. Still lost in the sauce, though. It happens, like, to be quite honest, you know, that's one of the reasons why when I had my moochie, You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking for understanding by surrounding myself around certain types of men, an archetype of men that I believe is what constitute being a man. Like, you know, men around a certain type of woman, or just having women around, men who dressed like they were affluent, you know what I'm saying? Men that just had this certain type of energy that people liked being around, you know what I'm saying? These are the things that influence us at a young age, because it's like, man, I want to have women around me. You know, and even if it's like for whatever reason, whether it's to find a wife, whether it's to have sex, whether it's to be able to, you know what I'm saying, just to click with the opposite side, I want to have women around me. I want to make money. I want to look good. So when you see these things reflected in other men and you ain't got no knowledge yourself and you don't know what the fuck it is you're looking for, you're going to follow that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. I myself, I went through a lot of shit trying to understand the male psyche, and my moochie was extremely wet because of that. I squirted a few times. That's not the
But part of that is living life, though, because like even if you know where you want to go or where your path is headed, you might find yourself in those circles trying to find your way to that path, like just experiencing life, like. But yeah, go ahead, hit them comments.
Oh yeah. No, I'm with you too, Dash. That African butterfly said, I think it's more like boy coochie, because once a guy gets on his grown man shit, they stop that nonsense. You know what? I would agree, but I don't want us to be flagged for pedophiliism. So we're going to stay with Moochie, but I agree with what you're saying, African butterfly. I understand. Trust and believe. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, my Moochie was wet, yo. My Moochie was...
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
And I know it's a joke and all that, but this shit real, because, you know.
But Jeide, I can't see you disrespecting the ladies though. Like that's hard for me, like to see even back in the day. Like maybe like holding yourself to your standard of life, like you was a disappointment, but like to regular people standards, you probably was still head and shoulders above these niggas, like, cause you don't come off as like the disrespectful type of person, like, especially to the ladies, like.
I feel you, but all that means is that my moochie was wetter at the time. I'm sorry, like I understand what you're saying, and it's right. But my moochie was just wetter at the time. You know how niggas be talking, yo, this pussy wet. You know what I'm saying? Her pussy wetter than that. I had her over here. Man, my moochie got it popping, nigga. I busted open my moochie, niggas, man. For real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I got up on my shit and I realized what was what. I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? And this is the reason why I say letting your balls hang helps with moochieism. There are times in which my mom ain't never raised me to use the word bitch and have bitch come out of my mouth in reference to a woman. You know what I mean? It's still something that, you know what I mean, I'm in moderation with or whatnot, because I'm talking about a type of person now instead of just derogatory.
I know. But that's
words.
Bitch is not reserved just for the ladies though. I call more guys bitches than I do the
But
ladies.
say that to say this. Whenever I let my balls hang, and I had instances in which a woman was acting completely outside of what respectful or civil interaction would be, there were times that I would call a woman to her face a bitch. And it wasn't disrespectful, because a woman had knowledge of who I was and the type of person I was. It actually placed the woman inside of a construct and being like, oh, if this type of man is saying this, I must be flipping and tripping. You know what I'm saying? So when those slip-ups happen, my man coochie got dry. My moochie got dry. You know what I'm saying? My balls kind of peeked out the scrotum, like, oh, we coming out? We coming out the play? Or, you know what I'm saying? And then not to say that calling a woman a bitch in front of her face, even when she's acting as such, you know what I'm saying, is the way to go.
Yeah, see,
what I'm saying is the balls to be able to stand on what you know are principles, morals, ethics, and respects, no matter who the fuck we talking to. That is what letting your balls hang mean. So I'm talking about even to men. to niggas that want to come up to you talking about this, that, and the third, man, look, that shit don't do nothing for me, man. What you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm either gonna be silent and non-responsive, or I'm gonna just put things in their place if it's like too out of pocket for me to even deal with. Why? I mean, I don't have a moochie anymore. I got a penis. I'm sorry, guys. My penis is for my lady. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy pussy. I've graduated from moochieism. Having a phallus is a beautiful thing.
Damn. Yeah, see, I ain't had to go through that phase. See, I'm glad my grandpa was there early on because he kept me out of that bullshit. Like, I knew early on because my grandpa was beating it into my head since I was a kid. He was like, you don't want to press these niggas. You want to press these. Well, I ain't going to say exactly what he said, but like.
No. Tell him. Your grandpa knew about moochie. Your grandpa knew about man coochie.
No, because Grandpa he was on the moonshine this day too, so I can't say exactly everything he was saying, but he was pretty much saying, like worry about the ladies, don't worry about these dudes. He was just like the dudes impressed by it, then you already fucked up. Like he was like you want the ladies saying, ooh, okay, you doing your thing. He was just like they not saying shit, then you ain't doing shit. Like.
I said it open for your niggas.
Yeah, so I kind of stayed with that the rest of my life. Like
Wide eagle. You doing all types of Pilates.
Well, I ain't doing the Pilates, but I definitely get my stretch on throughout the day. Like definitely, and Planet Fitness trying to get my thing going. Like.
Well, no, let's talk about it though, because that's something that you said, and I don't know if you meant it literally or figuratively, but that's another thing too. When you said that your grandfather beat it into you, man, bitch, niggas get their ass beat, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear it when these battle rappers and these niggas talking about certain things. It's like, yo, if you don't get beat as a kid when you deserve it, or when you need to have certain like things that are to be put up in here. Man, when you grow up, you think a nigga got time to fucking box you? You be lucky if you get into a boxing fight with a nigga when you grown up and you don't know how to act. Niggas got bullets for you. You know? This ain't Uno, this ain't spades. We ain't running shit back, my nigga.
And the game started,
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you gotta be prepared when that thing starts. Like, for real.
I did one, like, my mom, man, she put me on to so many things. One of the things that my mom did, I'll never forget it. There's a place in Trenton called Fine Fair. It's like a supermarket, but it's like a cultural ethnic supermarket or whatnot. Most West African people go to Fine Fair because this is where you could get a lot of the ingredients that you know what I'm saying, are used to from back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember going to Fine Fair one day. I couldn't have been no more than like 6 years old or something like that, right? It was a short man on the aisles. He was a dwarf, or I want to say he was a dwarf. He had dwarfism. Let's put it that way to put more respect on this man's name, because he was still a man regardless. So I went out. I saw homie and I was like, "Look, ma, a midget," and my mom right then and there. And not only did she pop me in public, she pulled me and said, "Go apologize to that man." Mind you, the man didn't even fucking hear me because I wasn't loud. I was just letting my mom know, hey, I seen this somewhere. Hey, look, this is real. I went up to this man and I apologized to this man, and the face that this man gave to not only me, but to my mom was everything that I needed at that young age for me to be able to understand what respect was, or even the beginning portions of respect. It was everything to that man. Because imagine all the type of bullshit that man got to go through as far as motherfuckers talking, as far as motherfuckers looking at him for this, that, and the third just because of his size, or just because of something he can't control. You need motherfuckers to whoop your ass so that you can put balance in this motherfucker, man. Otherwise, everybody's going to get trashed for shit about themselves that nobody can fucking help. Especially because we're still growing. In more ways than physical. These niggas out here that just ain't got shit to do but just to trash women, to use their platform just to trash women. Y'all get your ass beaten. It's cool. I'm not going to be the one beating your ass. I got a lady. I got my niggas, I got business, I got a relationship, I got shit that I gotta worry about on a higher scale than that. I ain't got time for it, my nigga. Go ahead. I just hope that you get your ass beat before a nigga decide to put a bullet in you.
See, that's the thing. I think we kind of do need to make time for it because I think that's part of the issue, and that it is the issue. Like, I when I see guys like that, or like when I hear shit like that, it to me, my first thing isn't to like cancel them. It's more like, yo, like these brothers need, honestly, these brothers need a hug, like for real, like, and they need some love, like, because more times than not, like they've been so scarred and they don't know how to deal with their emotions properly that they're just lashing it out, like, and if only they knew how to channel what they was feeling, they could see like where they can take up the accountability for themselves and have the situation that they're in. Like probably that situation that they're in and the reason that they feeling so angrily towards these ladies, they probably be at least like 85% of the time responsible for the reason they feeling that way. Like because girls more times than not will display in her actions like whether she fucking with you or not. Like it's up to you to kind of read the cues. If you don't know how to read the cues, then that's your fault. Like like that's the time you had to spend in learning and investing in a woman and actually like spend time learning yourself and learning like where do I fuck up, like what is my type and where do I kind of drive off the side of the road, like what type of women get the best of me, like what are my weaknesses, what are my strengths, like, and that's part of learning yourself, like.
That's a fact, though.
Yeah. So I just feel like in summary, and to sum all that up, you kind of gotta learn yourself, like as an individual, like before you go about just blaming everyone. And a lot of times it just comes from love. Like we kind of gotta just make that time, to, like kind of have conversations with them, like because sometimes you do need your big bros to kind of pull you to the side and kind of tell you why you fucking up, like or what's wrong with you, like. I had a conversation with one of my young boys this past week, and he was talking to me about his relationship issues. And like when he was telling me the story, like some of the shit he was telling me, I went through. And when I was going through, now that I'm at an older age, I'm able to be like, yo, you know what, I was overly emotional in that situation, or I should have handled it like this. So like when I'm telling him the game, or like I'm telling him what I wish I would have did in my situation, he was more receptive to it. Well, really, because we got the relationship with each other. But like for me giving him that perspective, he was able to take a different approach than he would have taken had I not given him that advice. And he might have, like been super emotional how I would have handled it in the past. Like, but because I took the time and I just, gave him that advice because he didn't know. Like, and sometimes you don't know. Like we say and we assume like just because you're a certain age, you're supposed to know certain things. But like life is an experience, and if you aren't experiencing these experiences, then it don't matter how old you are. Like you're gonna move according to your level of experience.
Yeah, I feel you. And I ain't gonna hold you. I agree with what you're saying because from a pure place, these niggas need hugs. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
I mean, yeah, you do. You can still call them bitch ass niggas though.
no. There's growth from that. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna call a nigga who was a bitch 7 years ago a bitch now if he grew and shit. Because that's not my own narrative. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be fair. However, I do know that I require more growth because it ain't but so many hugs I got to give to grown ass niggas that ain't my brothers. I know that sometimes no real shit. I know that niggas sometimes they man coochie get wet when you hug shit, and then like you know what I'm saying. Now I got man coochie all over my jeans, all over my shirt. Man, listen, I appreciate the way I look. I don't really need man. I don't need moochie. I don't need moochie juice on me just because I gave you a hug, my nigga. Like control yourself. You feel me? But back to the comments though.
He said moochie juice.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that's not cool. So that African butterfly said there's a difference between canceling and calling out. Holding someone accountable isn't always canceling them. That's so fact. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
bro. And niggas need to get called out for their shit. I'm
Yeah.
grown if I ain't get called out for my shit. All the shit in my life that makes who I am, as far as me getting called out, it's been by women. If it hasn't been by my girl, hasn't been by women in the past, If it hasn't been by my mom, it's been by a woman in some shape or form. Like, very few things niggas actually put me on. I ain't gonna hold you. Very few things. And this is with the exception of my niggas in my cipher now. It's with the exception of those, because we special, we different. However, women put me on to the shit that I needed to know to understand how to function in the world and how to make things move and know the pulse of certain things. You know what I mean? How to touch certain things, how to speak to certain things. You know what I'm saying? The women been putting me on. Like, I gotta give y'all flowers. Women are fucking amazing, yo. So when you don't even recognize that shit, man, listen, you mothers out there, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of these niggas, man. Listen, y'all the cradle of civilization for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Not only do y'all give birth, but, you know, and this is also a testament to niggas not being around too, as far as fathers. That is also a testament, because I wouldn't have had time for me to be wasting looking for other niggas to be a father figure if I had my pop around. Let's keep things all the way funky. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have had the time. I wouldn't have had the energy for it. However, because I felt like there was a void in my life, I felt I needed to fill that void with what made sense to me. That's why. But I can't even say that's why I fucked up, because it took for me to go through the trenches for me to understand what made sense and for me to understand what was real. It took for me to be the fool to be the wise person. And even in my wisdom, there's still things foolish about me that I need to grow and mature within. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And who's to say just because your pops, like, just even if your pops was around, don't necessarily mean you would have took positive from them. Like, you would have probably took more negative from him if he was in a situation where he really didn't want to be in, and your mom didn't want him to be in. You probably would have took more bad from that situation of him being there. So it probably did you a favor by not being there. You know, allowed you to grow differently. You know,
perhaps.
you know.
Perhaps.
I'm in a state where I'm like trying to find the positive in all of these situations. You know, like.
So can you find a positive in having a man coochie? Not true. Because we need to get down to the bottom of this. You know what I'm saying? Only cure for this that I know is balls hang. But if you can find a positive in having a man coochie, maybe these bitch ass niggas got man pussy, you know what I mean? They can feel good about themselves while they pussy get wet for other niggas, man.
Yeah, you out of control. So yeah, I don't have no answer for that, but I can tell them, you know, stop living for your fellas, like live for your ladies, and then actually like take time to learn a woman, you know, outside of I want to fuck her, you know, because yo, dudes, we do get into that. Like a lot of dudes don't know ladies at all or how to have a conversation with a woman, you know, like, and you can tell how comfortable a guy get, you know, like whether he gets super twitchy or his voice start jumping up levels and shit, or you know, shit just don't start sounding right and everything. Like, yo, my man, you good? Like, feel like you about to bust into a sweat. Like, just relax, like. But like actually like learning who a woman is, you know, like, and just actually like stop putting them on a pedestal. You know, I think that's really a big problem too, because I think they want the pussy so much, they put it on such a pedestal. So when it doesn't, you know, articulate the way they thought it would have been, because they're kind of being the nice guy, you know, which I hate. Like when guys are saying I was a nice guy, so it's just like, well, if you're nice all the time. Like it's not specific. Like, but like when they're being the nice guy and this,
That's man coochieism.
that's man coochieism.
I'm nice. Why don't I get the pussy? I want pussy too. I want too. Drip, drip, sploosh. I want
Because just like you look, just because you pleasant to a person don't mean they want to fuck you. You know, like I'm pleasant to people all the time. Don't mean I want to fuck them. I'm just a pleasant person. Like
That's a person, real shit.
but I think they get to that and they got it like on the pedestal. So when it doesn't fall to them, you know, then it's you know, it's that what was it, the red pill rage now, like and I hate the women because I didn't get this, or like she played me because she didn't want me because I was being super nice. Well, maybe you were super nice, but you were boring as hell. Like maybe you couldn't hold a conversation. Maybe, you know, like you just wasn't her type, and that's okay. You know, like sometimes, you know, like you need somebody to kind of level you up so you can be ready or at the level you need to be for when your person do arise. You know, like so that's all I got to say.
Real shit, yo. Let's get back to these comments, though. I agree with you, though, Dash. That African butterfly said the positive is that it allows you to grow and then later look back and help guys who currently have one. If you never had one, we'd never get this viewpoint, Jeide. I appreciate you, that African butterfly. It is the positive in having a man pussy, fellas.
Yeah.
Fellas, bitch niggas across the continent, all across the world, there is a positive in having a pussy replace your penis, you know? And the positive, alliteration, the positive in having a pussy replace your penis is you grow. You understand the anatomy of your bitch assness, you know? You're able to go within your inner bitch. And from within your inner bitch blossoms the divine masculine. And then you realize that you don't have a need for wet pussy between your legs anymore. If it's not your woman's, or if it's not the lady that you're sharing the evening with, you know? From whence the inner divine masculine can arise.
What the hell?
The erection of the man. All right. Pretty Rude said, what does a moochie look like? We should have a drawing competition. That's a fact, though. We should. She said, I'm picturing a little peen or big clit with big balls. Now, it can't be big balls because you gotta have, like, you know what? I like this. I like this, though. I like a little peen and a big clit. I like a big clit that overlaps the little peen. I think that's what a man pussy is. A big clit that overlaps the little peen. So when a nigga go to pee, he gotta pick up his clit to pee.
No. Oh my gosh.
Man, you don't want to pee on your clit. I understand.
Yo, this visionary is like really going to distort my dreams tonight, guys.
That's proud of your penis, man.
Yeah. I'm proud of my penis. You know, like I look at it every time I'm in the shower and I'm just like,
you feel me?
Thank you, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, this shouldn't distort you in any way, shape, or form. It don't distort me. There's a lot of niggas around here that be wet ass pussies. I be hearing this whenever they walk. Whenever they walk. You know what I'm saying? I be like, man, kind of violent, sir. But I get it. You should get some pads for that.
Holy shit.
That African butterfly said, you know what? We need Kang or Jeide to host a paint and sip night for PVM that we can have the drawing contest. I'll be down with that. Hey, hit us up in the DMs, ladies, in the comment right now. Those who are not live in the comment with us, who are watching, hit us up in the DM. Let us know what the demand would be so that we can put this together. We will have a paint and sip. And we will talk about and we will paint the best illustration of what a man / man coochie / moochie is. I feel like that would be a
holy smokes.
If y'all
I'm not sure the world is ready for that just yet. So come on here, y'all let me know. Y'all let us know. Oh lordy. Oh lordy.
Come on, Dash. You gotta be with it. Once you evolve from that, man, and if you blessed enough to never have had a man coochie, man, you a blessed man indeed. But once you evolve from it, man, you can laugh at it because you understand it. You know what I mean? You understand what causes man coochieism. You understand that, and it doesn't give you a rise anymore because you have a peak rise now, man. It's a beautiful thing. Growth is a beautiful thing. Never shy away from growth, my friend. It's
no.
lovely.
Well, no, I haven't had the experience, and thank God, you know, like. But I had my grandpa around, you know, my stepdad, and then I'm around a lot of females, so like it's hard to have like all but defensive mindset around when like the bulk of your family is female. So I'm always around emotion. I'm always hearing how they feel about certain situations. So it kind of makes me mindful of that, and even how I interact with in my dealings with the ladies. So
But don't let that be the reason, man. Just because you're around women don't mean that you're gonna be protected from man coochieism. Man coochieism is a disease of the mind. No, I'm serious. You could be around women all your life and still have a man coochie. If you
no,
identify as a man coochie because you've been around women all your life, like don't it helps to have women around. It does. However, don't let that be the reason which a person like I just don't want bitches to be watching this and think, oh man, I got women around me 24/7. Like, I know niggas that have had women around them for a substantial period of time. I know niggas. I ain't gonna out nobody. I know niggas though. And these niggas got man coochies the size of Texas. Just
no. Well, that's good for them, but like I ain't got no man coochies. Like I don't need the ladies around me to solidify the fact that this is all that I'm only slinging the dick down here. Like. Like I'm just cool. I'm just letting you know. I'm just giving people like the lie. Like I just been around like an enormous amount of ladies in my family, so it makes me, mindful of like not only what they say bothers them, but also just seeing how they react to certain things. So it kind of just makes me more mindful when I'm dealing with my lady. Like, oh, okay, like how she might react or how to pay attention more. Like even like certain times, like when I know I'm pissing her off, like I could kind of pick up the vibe most times. And sometimes I might choose to ignore the vibe, but that's a different story. Like,
yeah, I feel you. And that sometimes that does come with being a man, you know what I mean? Like we get caught up so much in our shit that there comes times where the mindfulness and the awareness of what the feminine is attempting to communicate with us is not fully being communicated, you know. And once again, it's a growth thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a growth thing. And I know once again we're joking and we're having fun talking about man pussies and all that, but it's a growth thing. At the end of the day,
yeah.
growth thing. This is not a condemnation. This is not a judgment call in which once you have a man coochie, you're destined to have a man coochie forever. Oh man, come on, Dash. Like, I'm trying to be. I'm being sincere, man. Like, I'm being.
I can't with the man coochie, like, but I understand what you're saying though, like, 'cause that's true, 'cause it is something you have to experience. And you have to honestly, if it's not instilled in you young, you do have to kind of learn it through trial and error. I feel like, and you kind of like the women in your life. That's why I said like the people in your life gotta be held more accountable too, like and checking your ass. Like sometimes like your circle, like whether that's your boys or your girls, they gotta be like, look, like put you on game, you know, like because sometimes you could be walking around unknowingly doing shit, like, but once you got that knowledge, if you still doing it, this is a decision you choosing to make. Like now, I can really be like, oh, okay, no, you're a dipshit. Like now, I can really get into your ass, like, cause like this, you're consciously choosing to project yourself this way. I know now, cause now you have the knowledge at hand, as opposed to I'm walking around, I'm unknowingly, spewing this shit, like.
Yeah, that's a fact. Pretty Rude said, "I don't think we are that complicated. I think often dudes don't want to acknowledge we aren't wrong, but different." And yo, Pretty Rude, your fucking mind is lovely. Cause I was about to say, if you talk about what I think you talk about when you say ours, and you just fucking she said it's not their world, it's ours. It's not their world, it's ours. Look, once a fucking again, the great James Brown said, this is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing. 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 The nigga sang it 3 times, y'all. Without a woman or a girl. Connect that to what the word tells us. What does the word tell us? What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul?
Yeah.
If this is a man's world, but it wouldn't mean nothing without a woman, then what the fuck are we arguing about? This is our world. Thank you, Pretty Rude. Thank you. And that's what that false alpha shit is. That's what that full alpha shit. The alpha male shit, is when niggas listen to "This Is a Man's World" and they just stop the record. He's right. He's right.
Well, that's all they took from it.
The man's world. They stop it. They be like, yo, you heard that new James Brown? Woo, that's all hot as a motherfucker. It's short as fuck though, but boy, that man was preaching.
Man, that's selective hearing for real. That's selective hearing at this prime for real. Like that's them choosing to hear what they want. It's like when the ladies hear the Beyonce joint single all the time, you know, or like the girls run the world shit, you know, like I normally like, yo, that's a happily married woman at the house too, like how you said, this is ours. Like, well, like how Pretty Ruth said, this is ours. You know, one can't go without the other.
What are we doing here?
Facts.
Doing here? Like, what are we talking about for real? If I bring my brother down, what are we building? If I bring my sister down, what the fuck are we doing? It's that simple. This is why I emphasize once again, men, there is hope. Bitch, niggas, there is hope. There is a reversal to man coochism. You don't have to have your pussy get wet every time another man walks into the building that look good, that talk good, that smell good, or that understands how to use his
yeah.
in relation. Let me now, come on, Dad. See, man, you fucking with me, man. Yeah, man. Like
I can't with you.
We saving souls, my nigga. You feel me?
Yes.
Look, you don't
I hope
pussy get wet every time another man, every time a real nigga step.
Yeah. Whoa.
You could be a real nigga too. That's like, yo.
Is that how you walking up to the school? These bitch niggas like, look, you could be a real nigga. You don't have to be a bitch ass nigga no more.
You don't have to keep man coochie with your legs. You don't. Now, look, I understand the world is different. You can choose to have and keep man coochie. If that's your preference, cool. This conversation isn't for you. You have found peace within the pussy between your legs. I applaud you. I applaud you. I didn't have peace when I had pussy between my legs. I didn't have when my man coochie was going off when I was trying to find fatherhood and trying to understand what it really was. I didn't have peace when my man coochie was squirting. I didn't have peace.
Shit, your man coochie was squirting, dog. Damn.
I was busting it open.
You just busting it open? Oh shit.
Wide open, man. I didn't even know I knew Kama Sutra.
Holy Lord.
Nigga.
Damn, Jeide.
Huh?
Your man coochie was everywhere. You was from the streets.
Bro. Everywhere, man. Shit crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know where to go from there. So, shout out T-Shirt Mercenary, the official sponsor of PVM. You get the T-Shirt Mercenary, the shirts available. Just hit the PVM DM, you know, or contact Jeide or myself. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. Like, follow, subscribe that thing. And I seen y'all working, showing y'all love. Last episode was up to 52 views last time I checked. So I see y'all doing y'all thing, turning up that YouTube channel, you know. Proud of y'all. I'm proud of us. Like,
We appreciate y'all. Love y'all for the support. Thank y'all. Continue to rock with us. We're going to continue to have information, entertainment, and concepts for y'all to enjoy and for y'all to, you know what I mean, glean from. You know what I mean? I know that we having fun right now with this realness and the fun. You know what I mean? We always going to have that balance of it, you know?
yeah, there's always truth in the jokes. That's for damn sure.
Oh, it's not a joke. This man coochism is for real. That's not.
Oh no, the man coochie. I fully agree that, you know, those individuals exist. Now, am I saying they got man coochies? Nah, I'm not walking out that. But I will say that they probably do have them. You know, like. Wait, what's your lasting word for the day, though?
My lasting word. Shut it up, my nigga. Fuck up. And I know there's a whole thing about, oh man, when they say man up, man up mean, what does it mean? Stand on the principles in which you stand on and you know that you'll die for. It's that simple, man.
Yeah.
Women crave that energy. It's not that hard. Women crave that energy. Stand on what you stand on, my nigga. Period.
Actually, as a man, you crave it too. Like you get more
No,
when you.
no, see, now you're going into.
I'm giving them to some man coochism. I started deviating a little bit. All right, I'm gonna move it back around.
And the only reason I say that is don't crave it. Niggas don't crave it. Niggas respect it. We don't crave that energy.
Well, I'm talking about individually. You know what? I should say I crave it. Like when I'm like getting my physical on, like when I'm in the gym getting ripped and shit, like I feel a little bit more like, yeah, like I want to even more. I'm just saying, I'm speaking for me. Like, but
I'm gonna let you finish because maybe I'm jumping the gun. What do you mean by craving? What are we talking about as far as you craving when you're in the gym? What are we talking about? Because I might be jumping the gun.
Well, I don't know what you're jumping the gun for, but I'm talking about like craving more so like I want to do it more. Like, you know, like when I'm in the gym and I'm working out, I definitely crave it because when I see the results, it makes me want to go even harder, you know.
Oh, so you're not
like,
other niggas, you're just talking about the things that you do for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right, cool.
Like, fuck them. Like, that's why I said, like, it's good for you as a man, like, not as men, but as the man, like, you know, like, just exerting that energy out, you know, putting it out, like, that's healthy. Like, even if it's not even working out, it could just be, like, throwing axes at the, like how people do, like, at the axe joint. Like, you know, like, something physical just to exert some energy that's healthy for you. Like, that gets out some pent-up aggression. Because sometimes that frustration that you venting out, you know, that don't even got nothing to do with the ladies. That's all internal. Like, it's just demons that you just not working out with. And a lot of that can be taken care of by simply, you know, doing something physical, you know, outside of sex. Because a lot of us look to sex as like the only physical activity that we do. And if that is, then you're going to burn yourself out and be stressed out and, you know, going crazy, going like, you know, like, no girl want a guy that's successful women all the time. Like, you gotta have some other interest outside of just the ladies. Like, when we do pull up to you and have a conversation about my last girl, like,
yeah, that's for real though, man. See, that's what I'm saying. That's a perfect example, man. You can't, you know what I mean. And don't get me wrong, like, you know, we no matter what side of the gender fence you step in, you know, I mean, there is a certain intrinsic nature about, or intrinsic curiosity about wanting to understand more intimately the other side and their nature. You know what I mean? I get it, but don't forfeit yourself in the pursuit of doing so. You know what I'm saying? It's balanced with all things. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Just like what Dash is saying, don't think that just because you surround yourself by women mean that you understand women to like some type of high echelon or whatnot.
Just mean you surround yourself with women. You still got to learn them. Yeah. Like if it don't matter. Like if people dropping gems all day, you're not picking them up. Like, like you just around them. Like it don't mean shit. Like it don't mean you got the knowledge if you're not attaining it. Like so.
I mean, nigga ain't gonna game me talking about, man, listen, I got all the books in the world. Oh yeah, you read them? No, I'm just a librarian. All right, well show me to where the fiction literature is. Oh, I don't know, it's somewhere in the back.
Oh, well, how go, right?
Stop, please. Pretty Rude said it's about planting seeds, and I think that's the perfect way to end this off and round this off since we are past the hour point. It is about seeds. So once again, I know it's jokes, I know it's games, but yo, the only reason why I even use the muse of man coochism is to plant the seed. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need for niggas to be bashing women on these platforms. And I know there are things that women do, as there are things that men do that are questionable and that deserve to see the light of day as far as critical thought. But there's a difference between critical thought and just pure disrespect. There's a difference. You know what I mean? And certain things you don't even need to be talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with what Nicki Minaj said. What the fuck do men have to do with a woman and her lace front? Man, I got me a woman, man. I got me a woman. I don't give a two fucks with y'all lace front. fuck y'all want. Y'all might as well lace front on the lace front on the lace front. Y'all be looking like Cousin It off the Addams Family. Go ahead, gorgeous. Go ahead. I'm happy. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got shit to do with me.
That's real talk. Like, honestly, why do you care? Like, as long as your girl look good, like, you know, it don't really matter, you know. Like, that's just like being annoyed that she taking an hour to get dressed, and you just sitting down there watching Sports Center.
And whose problem is that?
I mean, that's really just what you got to deal with when you're in a relationship. Like, you sign up for it. Like,
No, what I'm saying is that of all the things that you can do, right? In this hypothetical, of all the things that you can do while your lady is getting dressed, and you're pissed because you're on the couch watching Sports Center. First,
I ain't pissed. I'm smoking and I'm watching Sports Center.
like I said, a hypothetical.
Oh.
Remove yourself. I ain't talking about you. I'm just saying in terms of niggas that do. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you did it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? My lady be in the kitchen, she be whipping it up, and I just be fucking around and fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking with her here and there. Not so much that we're interrupting the process of what's going on.
I was about to say, because depending on where we gotta go, I'm not. You know, like I have been that impatient guy once. Well, a couple times. But I'm like, all right, come on, babe. Like, come on. You know, I'm pressing the clock. Like,
I understand. I do. But, you know, there's only but so much control that you can implement about things that you have no real control over. You know what I mean? There's money I lost in the pursuits of doing things. Like, you know, the last few months of me going back and forth in Philly and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? As far as what I go there for and what I come back for, you know what I'm saying? And it hasn't always been smooth. I've lost money. If we're talking logistically, I've lost money in these pursuits and whatnot, but I don't trip because, man, if that's where your heart is, you know it's gonna come with these marginalized losses. It is what it is, and it isn't lost time if you know how to use time, man. You get up in that motherfucking bathroom while your lady getting dressed and go amp her up. You stop being fucking passive with your time, niggas, bitch niggas.
No, I go up in there,
fucking passive, man. Be active.
You can't help but go up in there and play with her. After a while, like,
grow a fucking dick, man. You think, I bet you she will appreciate going up in there and being like, baby, you looking fine as shit. Go take as long as you want. And then just disappear on her. Just turn the fuck back.
Well, I don't say them lines, you know. Like, but only because the girls I've dated in the past, they would really take long as shit if you said that to them. So, like, that's bad news. But, you know, definitely give a compliment, like, play with her, maybe slap her in the ass, you know, like, mess with her a little bit, you know. But that's about it, yeah.
You know what I mean? But listen, we pushed time at this point, you know what I mean? We had 68 minutes. Thank you all in the comment section, all the supporters, everybody who was here.
I know I couldn't see the comments all episode. Like,
it's love. I think we got most of them. Ooh, excuse me, pardon me. But y'all know, Sunday, 7 p.m., same time. Same place. We're going to be here. We're going to have another action-packed episode. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk our shit. You know what I mean? Thank you to everybody in the comment section for their insight, for, you know, their takeaway, you know what I mean, for laughing with us, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I'm pretty sure we already hit what we're going to leave the table with. You know what I'm leaving on the table with, you know what I'm saying? Death to man coochism. That's just me. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you have something, you know what I mean, you could lay it on the table, you know what I'm saying, and then we can continue to.
You know what? Yeah. In honor of the ultimate man coochie himself, Ben Simmons, you know, who will be returning to Philadelphia tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to say, you know, to any fan going down to the game, if y'all would just do me a favor, y'all don't even gotta boo him. Just say thank you for James Harden. And that's all I got to say. My name is Dash.
That's big energy, y'all.
This is the positive vibes, maybe. Y'all enjoy your night.
Y'all enjoy your life. We love you, and we'll see you Sunday at 7 p.m. Y'all, peace.
Dear black men, I fucking love you.
Fine.
I love you. I love you. Dear black men, I appreciate you. I will never be on that side of the room about bashing black men. I'm never gonna be on that side of the room. And a couple black idiots don't spoil the motherfucking bunch. I'm not gonna categorize all black men based on the couple dumb ones who every time they get, when they get on, they never, they don't never fuck with their race, or they on TikTok dissing black women. I'm talking about you motherfuckers that get on Instagram and start talking about bitches' lace fronts. Shut the fuck up. When y'all do that, y'all niggas want to put on a fucking lace front. Don't ever talk about no motherfucking body lace front. Who the fuck are you talking to? Who the fuck, who like, sit your dumb ass the fuck down.